Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Nah. You're reading again?
Yeah. Oh, I was just flicking through this copy of this book. I've never seen it before. It's
Oh,
surprised
God.
no one's recommended it to me. It's by J.D. Salinger. It's called Catcher in the Rye.
Really?
You know, I've never. It's. Do you think it would? Hold on. I'm just going to start reading. How you two talk amongst yourselves.
Remember how you said you wanted to do some hot content?
We got it.
Oh, no.
I picked that up for $5 at Big W when I was 24. Probably.
You read it when you were 24?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too late.
Yeah, but I still loved it.
This book just changed my life. No, I read it when I was like 17, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah, I started trying to
My
read.
copy was identical though. I had the same.
I
Well,
started
maybe
trying
artwork and
to.
shit.
I started trying to read it on the road when I was about 22 or 23.
Man,
I was like, this
too old.
sucks.
It
I tried
sucks.
to.
Yeah.
I bought that at the same day I brought On the Road. I love that, and I hate it On the Road.
Yeah, I liked Cuckoo's Nest. I read that at the right
Maybe
time.
you're just a phony. That's why you didn't like it.
These goddamn phonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know, man. What else been going on? So it's a cliffhanger from last week's app. What did you think of the bathroom you were in, Rose?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
What about
Very
mine?
clean.
Yours was nice. I thought there was no toilet paper, but it was behind the towel. So I had to ask Jamie to point out where the toilet paper
And
was.
then he asked me
I
to-
wondered what was going on.
And then
Yeah. But what's funny is that like Jamie was like he must have been standing outside the door making sure I was okay or something. Like he was right. You right in there, buddy? Like it was that
Well,
kind
then
of.
Hastings kept saying, "Can you wipe my body?" to me?" And when I came in, there was shit all over the toilet, and he was on his hands and knees, and he was going, "Baby needs wipe."
Baby need wipe.
So I wiped Hastings' butt.
When I
We're
when,
closer than ever.
Thanks
When
for
I-
cleaning me up, puppy.
when I briefly worked in a KFC,
To wipe people's butts
yeah, it was like
with
Chicken
a moist
butts.
towel.
this isn't on the job description. I was there for like clothes or something one day, and they were like, just go. The part of that was you just had to go and check that there was no one in the toilets. So I went in there, and then in one of the toilets was like there was shit on the floor,
Ooh.
there was shit on the seat. And there was like, you know how like the places like that have just those like that really thin toilet paper in like a comically long roll.
Yeah.
There was one of them which had like a
I need
chunk.
my toilet paper thick with 2 C's.
Yeah.
No, you don't want it too thick though.
3-ply, baby.
Nah, I
nine. I
can't
want-
deal with 3-ply.
I want a 9-ply.
I especially can't do 3-ply with these nails.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
there was that roll right on the floor, but then like kind of just on the corner and edge of it, there was like another chunk of shit. And I feel like whoever was in there
Yeah.
was their like first time shitting ever, and
What
just,
is this?
they didn't know how to do it.
Oh my lord!
it's went up on the floor, it's went up on the seat, and then they've gone, oh, I've heard you're supposed to wipe. So they've just got this entire huge roll and then just tried to wipe with that as opposed to like pulling any of it off.
Imagine-
And then I had to walk out there and be like, it's a disaster zone in there. And they were like, well, I guess you got to clean it. I was like, no. I am not cleaning it. So then they got the cooks to clean it, who put it in like a chicken box and went and chucked it in the bin outside.
Oh my lord!
Imagine if.
Why don't you just put it in the toilet?
I don't know. I
sure there was
wasn't
good
in there
reason.
for that.
Yeah.
Imagine if like shitting was like periods, and if it like just at one stage, someone in everyone's life between the ages of like 11 and 14, roughly, you
get your first shit.
You do your first shit, and like
You're sitting
the
in
teacher
school,
at school
like,
was
oh no!
like you've heard about it, and you knew it was coming, but you weren't quite sure what to expect.
Yeah, so you've got your shit pad on in case it happens.
Yeah.
So you're just wearing your shit pad in your
the
underpants
school
every day.
keeps them on hand in case
You've
it
got,
happens.
you've got this fucking tampon in your asshole.
Well, look,
You pull it out and it's just covered in shit.
well, this is interesting. I won't name them, but I was hanging out with a friend earlier today, and she works at an advertising agency and said that like they got given a contract to do ads for these like kind of female diapers
Sick.
or whatever, and she posed the question like, if you had to do the ads for that, would you try it?
Yes. I've always wanted to take a shit in an adult diaper.
But we'll
I got a female diaper for you right here. My face.
I'll shit in your
God.
face.
That was
dude.
too much. I feel.
yeah, that was very much too much.
That was
I
too
mean,
much.
but
I
also
think that
like
one was
it-
too much.
but also I think it's more meant for like
Piercing.
Yeah, pissing or whatever. So
I could be.
Would you do it? Like I reckon.
Would you like piss in your adult diaper? Yeah.
I think I could go as far as trying it on, but I couldn't do anything else.
I need my toilet breaks to like. I reckon 10 times a day I'll pretend to go to the toilet because I get anxious if I don't get 20 seconds of silence about once an hour. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So like a diaper would fuck me up.
But aren't they?
I need to just be like, no, I need 45 seconds by myself.
But aren't they okay for you to just go and stand outside or something?
Yeah, but it's easier if you just go, well, I'm pissing. I do it like all the time.
They probably think that you've got like a bladder issue.
You haven't at this stage. Like I do it like in all situations. I do it at home. I do it anywhere. Like I'll just often need to just. I think it's like it's not a social anxiety. I think it's like an anxiety thing. But yeah, I will regularly just go hide in the bathroom for 20 seconds.
I mean,
I thought everyone is that weird. I thought everyone did that.
I don't hide.
Yeah, you did. Amy does that. Yeah,
No, I know a lot of people will pretend to go to the bathroom so they can just get some respite, but never like.
that's kind of what I'm describing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so a diaper ruins that. If everyone's diped up,
What a society we'd live in if
then
we were
I'm
all
just.
dying.
Well, how did you
I
get?
need to go stand over there now.
But how did like giving a product a try so you can advertise it get to everyone in the world is wearing diapers?
I'm saying that I couldn't.
In this society, we're very good at advertising.
yeah. Oh, well, look, I trust
I'm
my
saying
friend.
my
I think
issue
she'll do a
with the
good job.
product Isn't that I would be standing in my own piss. It would be that I would lose that 45 seconds I get to
Yeah.
check Twitter or whatever it is I'm doing.
I think we've got a fun story we can tell that is tangentially related to this movie where we should not name the person in question at all.
Are you talking about how Ben Caution's a virgin?
Yeah, and he's pushing 40.
He does kind of look like Steve Carell in this.
No, I was going to say like a person that we know once
Okay.
experienced the Romany Malco situation in the movie where he comes home and he's wearing the condom and his girlfriend figures out that he's cheating.
Oh yeah, the best story of all time.
We've got.
haven't heard the story.
Yes,
No, you
have.
know the story.
You know the story. We should maybe beep
well-
out that where we heard it from, so it doesn't narrow it down too much. Because
No,
we're
yeah, I guess.
telling the story without his or her permission.
But we did tell-
His or her permission. It's a story about wearing a condom.
Could be a woman.
I mean, Rose, you wrap up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can. I'm still equipped to.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me.
Someone we know. Okay, so yeah.
Someone we know.
But it's someone we know. So they tell us that
Had a bit of casual sex.
they had been at a show and they took a Tinder date to the show, and then the Tinder date went quite well, and went home and had some of the sex. The next day they had to fly to Melbourne.
They as in our friend, not they as in.
Yes,
the two
they
of
our
them.
friend had to fly to Melbourne.
It's actually
So-
grammatically incorrect. Nah,
Don't.
a friend had to fly to Melbourne. I think it was something like they woke up, slept
They
through
missed
an-
their alarm.
They missed their alarm. Yeah. So they woke up and then realized how short a time they had to get to the airport. So just had to say goodbye to them and just threw clothes in a bag.
Yeah.
Ran outside, jumped in an Uber, got on the flight, and went the whole way to Melbourne, and then went I need to pee. So they went into the toilet at the airport of Melbourne and got the wedge out. And then, just as they were about to start pissing, realized that they still had the condom on from the night before. To which everybody asked, "Was it used?" And the answer was yes.
It's a condom full of cum. Just one open.
Which was then followed by 5 people being like, "That's the best story I've
Yeah.
ever heard."
It's funny enough that.
You know it's not me because I would have missed the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
we
fun-
also heavily encouraged this person to tell it on stage somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think they should.
It's funny to me that we focus on the fact that this person spent an hour and a half flight with it on and didn't realize. It's funnier to me.
Did he slept in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that he finished the job.
But
But I've been very
we've
drunk
just
and-
we've just noted. Obviously, it's a guy, but
Sorry, I mean he or she.
yeah.
I like the idea that we're still saying he or she, even though we're then he went to a urinal, pulled out his dick. We're yeah, it's cool.
Hey.
Well, hey, you could.
Yeah.
We could have been throwing Cassie Workman under the bus.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, we couldn't have actually.
Yeah,
It
no.
could be an old
But-
story.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be a real old story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see that happening. Like sometimes you're so spent after. I think you could just fall asleep.
It's happened to me heaps. It sucks. You wake up and your dick's all gross, but it happens.
Your dick's all gross all the time.
I actually have a very clean dick.
I've never fallen asleep with one on, but I've
pride
certainly
myself on-
probably had it on longer than you would
You know
hope
that's how
to.
me and Yvette started dating?
What? Because you have a clean penis?
Yeah.
A cleanest.
I don't understand.
Okay, so...
Did you just rap that Biggie lyric at her? You know, I got the meanest, cleanest penis. You never seen this? Stroke of genius.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what you did.
It's the first time we hooked up, and it was like going to be a very casual booty call thing. And we were like, haha, yeah, definitely, we'll never date. Like, that would be crazy. We're both very much single at the moment. And then after we had sex, she was like, it was going to be a one-night thing. Then after we had sex, I went and cleaned my dick afterwards. And she was like, oh, that's why your dick tasted different to my ex-boyfriend's. You clean your dick. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Her ex-boyfriend had never cleaned his dick, ever.
How do you not clean your dick?
I think he probably cleans it in the shower, but like that.
Everyone cleans their dick in the shower.
Yeah, I think it means like, as in he didn't clean his dick after sex, which I think is pretty gross.
I think it's fine.
I've had like
God, to be married.
I've had a real long history
You
with
should
like
clean your dick after sex, Jamie.
No.
I
I pour
I've
mud
al-
on my dick afterwards. I give it a mud bath.
I've had this real long history of where like always because I like to be very clean, and I have got very lucky that the people that I was sleeping with always like to be clean like straight away after as well. So like at the age of 29, the last person I dated was the first person who was like happy to just like sleep in the wet patch.
Oh, I sleep in the wet patch constantly.
Yeah, that's your life.
I live in the
It's
wet
your
patch.
homicide
Yeah.
life on the streets. Andrew Hastings, sleep in the wet patch.
Yeah, I think no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
You
You should have
just
seen
could-
my old black bed sheets, dude. They
Oh,
look so
dope,
rad.
real? Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a zebra, but
Fuck, yeah. That's the kind of shit
God.
you'd lose once you're married. I think.
yeah. Well, the black sheets have to go as soon as you enter into a relationship. I feel like
Hmm.
you lose, like, unless you're an emo, like black furniture is the sign of like a single guy
Oh
just
yeah,
trying to
big time.
make it. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
And then
I wouldn't have black furniture now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like all my black furniture's been gone.
Yeah.
It's been ridden.
Mine's
Yeah.
dark blue. Is that?
That's pretty normal. It's a pretty classic couch
Yeah.
color.
But now
You're
we've
listening
got
to Couch
like,
Podcast.
yeah, now we've got light and airy colors.
Welcome to the comedy couch.
Comedy Catch, man. I really can't put down this book, Catcher in the Rye. It's some really interesting.
That's why you're so
perspectives on
distracted this
society.
episode.
It's really just changed the way I think about, life.
I don't even remember what happens in this book. He calls people
hangs around in
phony.
New
I've never
York.
read it.
He tries to sleep with a sex worker but can't. I don't know.
Sounds
man.
like your life.
It's not good.
How does it end?
I think he goes back to school. No, he ends up in a mental hospital. Yeah,
So-
Amy, you're a teacher. How does Catcher in the Rye? He ends up back. I think he ends up back in a
She's
mental
never
hospital.
read Catcher in the Rye.
If you do, you start missing everybody. Is the last line. That's pretty deep.
Deep.
If you do what?
The
Catch
s-
the rye.
the sex.
If you catch that rye.
Yeah, you gotta catch that right. son.
Hang on, the catcher in the rye.
Yeah.
Rye being like a grain.
Yeah.
Right. So this is just Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
what
it's a
Field of
baseball
Dreams is
novel.
based on?
It's called Catcher in the Rye. 'cause
The
there's a-
catcher.
It's called Catcher in the Rye from memory. I might be wrong.
Because he's a
Right,
power
listener,
bottom.
right in. If I'm wrong, but if I remember, there's a bit where he's talking to his sister, I think.
Yeah, it's a long story
And
about
and
people
it's about
falling,
how-
lemmings falling off cliffs or
Yeah, it's
something.
about a guy who's in a rye field on top of a cliff, and he catches people about to fall off, and that's what he wants to be. And I don't understand the metaphor.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's about being a power bottom.
I haven't read it since I was like 17 or some shit.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, it's deep and it impacted me to this day, which is why I still can't stand phony.
I hate phonies. these gosh darn.
He is like, yeah. Would you call him an anti-hero, Holden Caulfield?
I'd call him a little bitch.
Yeah. I'd call
Speaking
him
of phonies, though, Beck Charlwood was actually
Yep,
lamenting that
get
to
her.
me this morning.
of speaking of phony, the biggest one I know.
I didn't word that well, but she
Go off, Quinn.
because she just moved in with her boyfriend at in Bondi and said that she's been there for what, like 2 or 3 weeks, and she's like, I'm already sick, and I never thought I would say this of people calling me gorgeous and babe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sick of people calling me not enough.
Sick people call me that idiot on sound.
I don't hate that. That part's okay.
No.
Yeah,
What do you
man.
like? Do you like being degraded, Hastings?
No, not at all. That's disgusting.
but you definitely like to degrade.
But you like degradation play, don't
hold
you?
on. How did this go from a nice casual chat about living in Bondi to like, all right, now Hastings, tell us what you're into? Like, what I do in the between the four walls.
Is the business of everyone. As if
44
we've, like-
episodes in, a weird time for you to get sheepish about your sexual proclivities.
Hey, well, no,
Yeah.
Because this podcast is basically like, you could subtitle it like we talk about Hastings' perversion.
This is an anthropological
I only-
study of a supremely
go
weird
into-
human. That's all it is.
I only go into detail of the actual sex acts if it's embarrassing for me. Up until that point, it's like PG style. Once we're in the bedroom, cut back the next morning.
All right, so what are you into?
I'm not telling you.
You know, everyone knows.
We've been cataloguing his slow descent into loving to be pegged.
No,
Yeah,
man.
you're getting into
it
butt
hasn't happened
play.
yet,
but
I reckon
it's going to happen.
I reckon I'll probably get.
But you like to be degraded too.
No, I don't. I
But
really
you like to degrade.
look. Who's to?
yeah, obviously. That's
I mean,
why he got
this
sheepish,
is
because he
just
didn't
a-
want to be on
yeah,
record
this
being
is
like,
just a-
I like to dominate women.
This is just a process of elimination. The game is afoot.
yeah.
I will say.
Oh,
Can I
God.
say this? That what I do in certain situations with some people, that's not how I do it ever. It's just in certain situations, some stuff. But that's not
In certain
there's,
situations?
it's more dependent on the dynamic with the individual you're with rather than just a blanket statement of something I like. So I'm saying that if you want to have sex with me and you haven't yet and you're listening, I'm not going to spit on you or something. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
not unless you ask.
Well, then, yeah, we can.
Then the game is afoot.
Then,
What else do you like?
I'm not. I don't.
What are your turn
I like to have Missionary in the Dark, no talking firm handshake at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, probably like Australian comedy.
Talk to me about Ray Badgerin.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's good.
Do you do role play where like the woman is Albert and, and,
Tell
her
me I'm the
and
headliner.
her pussy's the store and she
Yeah,
just
welcome to the
withholds it
stage.
from you? She's just like, you can't get this. Send me a clip next month.
Can you just like do an American accent and just say, I've been Mike Goldstein, this is Andrew Hastings on the Comedy Store?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that is what I do.
Yeah. You
we didn't talk
you
about
role play as your sent email inbox to room bookers.
Is,
Yeah, she's the
That
room
is
backer.
great. I am a little sissy bitch.
is that anything worth talking about? Is I judged a raw comedy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
tell
How
us
was it
about
passing judgment on your
Yeah.
peers?
I liked it. I felt like
Yeah.
I
I
wielded.
can't.
I felt like I
What?
wielded.
The information that Rose Piper derived pleasure from looking on other comedians and deciding who is good and bad.
I
Fills
felt.
you with some sort of pleasure?
I felt very powerful, and you would too. You absolutely would too.
course.
Yeah. Yeah, of course I would. I'm a
Um,
very bitter and insecure man.
How was the night overall? Bad.
The overall, like, it never really dipped. Like, the last bracket, it was kind of like, when we went out to, like, deliberate, we were like, there was no one from that bracket. Like, they definitely suffered.
Could you
Um,
tell who brought the most people?
Not really, because I feel like there were a bunch of Sydney uni people there, so they just all knew each other. So every time they came out, like, you could definitely tell who, like, brought no one. But
I think I've told this story on the pod before, but stop me if I have. But obviously, like,
stop me if you've heard
yeah,
this.
Raw, when you're in it, it's great to, like, perform at the Comedy Store and stuff as part of the competition. The thrill of the competition.
It's also great
and
to perform
showbiz.
there when you just get booked there.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
once?
yeah, diversity
Yeah, yeah.
booking.
Maybe you to be like, yeah, this thing that I did, not enough. Like,
Anyway.
Oi, but how many times for you?
I did the M more once. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I've done Melbourne Comedy Festival. I paid for it. You know,
What,
like
the
it's fun
gala?
to do. It's I did the gala.
Oh, cool.
You just got to pay that rego.
Yeah. I like it's fun to watch. I think the first year I did, I was like 2 months into comedy, so I'd maybe done 3 open mics. I heard that there was this open mic competition. I was like, of course I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
I'm so funny.
My first go around was about 5 or 6.
not
gigs in.
not realizing that like people like had been doing comedy for years.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not realizing
Well,
that some of my greatest friends had been doing comedy for years, and they would stay on that plateau forever.
And it's great being a big fish in a small pond. I
Well,
like it. It feels good.
Like the winner of the semi, the first year I did it was like Andrew Wolf. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
First year I did
was
it
Great.
was also that.
The winner of my first
Yeah,
heat
we would've
was
been the
Katie
same year.
Birch.
yeah.
All
so-
right. Oh, I might have even been at that.
Oh, well, my
Did she go through to the final that year?
Yes, that was the year she got to nationals.
Yeah, this is good.
So that
content.
was
This is good.
So you got
content.
no. So you got beaten out by Todd Aline.
Yes, I did. He came second in that.
I
yeah.
was at that heat.
Oh wow.
Great comic.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like,
Was a great comic.
my favorite thing is like.
and I'm sorry to say this, but I don't remember you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I wouldn't have met you by that point.
No, we wouldn't have.
But like, not even like as friends. Like, I don't think we would have even encountered each.
Probably not.
I'd done like pause twice and Mug and Kettle maybe 2 times.
I may,
Close Encounters of the Open Mic kind.
but I
Yeah,
may
yeah.
have seen you around Mug and Kettle because I used to be there a lot. But
yeah, but probably.
we didn't talk until a while after you started.
No.
Doing
My favorite moment is in 2015. And I used to go hang out at the that shitty Irish pub nearby before to like run my set, which meant get drunk. And like I get drunk, and like one time this very, very good looking woman was there, and like she was in like this really.
And now she's sitting on the couch over there, and we're married.
yeah. She was wearing like this tight dress, and like she had like 2 people with her, and the 2 people swelled to about 20. So you could pick her out as like a Raw contestant for the first time, but
Yeah.
like I could just hear their conversation because she was very loud and very British, and like people kept being like, "Oh my, if you are as funny at tonight up there as you are at the office, you're gonna be a star." And I was like,
Which
this
is
Fuck yeah.
I was-
never a good
yeah, and I was
start.
like, this is going to be one of the best bombs I've ever seen in my entire life. And so, like, people, like, just more and more people fucking come. And, like, everyone's hugging her, telling her how great she is. I heard, like, a little insight to a bit. They're like, so what have you written? Have you gigged? And she's like, it was her first time doing comedy.
I'm just doing a bit about Dave in marketing.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, and people were like, are you going to mention us? And she was like, maybe. And you're just like, all right.
So you haven't even really written much, have you?
No. But, like, it's fine. Like, I've seen people do, like, their very first set at the Raw and, like, go on to be good. But
We had a couple of people kind of freeze up.
she did not freeze up. If anything, she was over confident.
Right.
And then
You might call her a regular old Pat Doherty.
Yeah. Well, proceeded to kind of go on and do a Pat Doherty. She ran her time and she fucking like did crowd work to people that she'd never tried before. It was terrible. She occasionally got laughs by like talking about The Office, and she'd be like, and then I ran into Dave, and then you'd hear like, ha! And you'd be like, oh, Dave's obviously in the crowd. And then, oh man, it was just silence apart. Even her 20 friends.
Yeah.
You just hear one of them occasionally throughout the 5 minutes, and getting off after that because she was in the green room with me.
Not
like,
even
talking
just
about how exciting it was.
Not even just at Raw, but that must happen so much. Is that they just bring tons of people from the office and then have to go in after a huge bomb?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I have a good Raw story.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
Hang on,
just
was
gonna
that the
get a
end of the
beverage.
story?
Yeah, she bombed real hard, and then like she immediately disappeared from the green room. Never saw her again.
Yeah.
Similar story, different flavor. I was doing Raw. It was the last time I was doing Raw. Last time I ever did Raw. Actually, no, that's not true. Sorry, the second time I did Raw. Doesn't matter. I'm in you hang out before the show. You sort of hang out in the bar area of the Comedy Store. I'm sort of sitting just with my housemates, minding my own business. The one other comic on the lineup I was like sort of friendly with was sitting by herself on the other side of the area. And then, that was Zoe Pelbart.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
She
yeah.
disappeared from comedy.
Yeah, it was Zoe Pelbart. So but she was like working on her set. I was kind of focused on my shit. And then every guy who I'd never seen before was crowd around one guy who I had seen before. I won't say his name, but he's done now. He doesn't do comedy anymore. He's just this older, really shitty comic.
Hang on, can you say it so we can put a bleep in?
It's not even worthwhile.
Okay.
Jamie probably would have never even heard of him.
Right.
And you'd remember him from 5 years ago.
Right.
Michael Middlemiss.
Longer, further back.
Ooh, okay.
Further back.
Yeah, further back.
No, now I want to know who it was.
Yeah, just say the name.
I was Drew Bowie.
Oh, right. Well,
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
semantic arguments then. Maybe the worst comedian I've ever seen.
I'm not bleeping this name. Like,
Okay, fine. I don't give a shit.
And I'm here to support my trans sisters, but no good.
Wait,
is Drew Bowie trans?
is Drew Bowie trans?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're dead naming her.
I had no idea. What's their name now?
Drew Bowie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're not dead naming her. Good for you. Very progressive.
But you were misgendering her.
I didn't know.
Well, that's up to you. It's not Rose's job to educate you.
Anyway, so I'm in
but yeah, she rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't think I ever saw her get a laugh, like even close to
pretty
it.
bad.
Yeah.
So I'm in the foyer bar of the Comedy Store, and everyone who
Watch Hastings negotiate the minefield of pronouns for the rest of this story.
Yeah.
I'll just say she from now on.
Yeah.
They retroactively apply. It's fine. So she's there surrounded by all these contestants who I'd never met before, and I just overhear, like, like the big dog comic holding court in those situations is usually the shittest comic in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I do know that. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's happening, and I overhear
Used to be Hastings at Mug Kettle.
I don't think I ever held court.
I don't disagree.
I don't know about yelling over people.
As someone from
You're
the outside
yelling-
looking in, just desperate to be liked by Andrew Hastings.
Yelling over people, you can't say is something you never do.
No, I definitely yell over people. I don't. I feel like there was no authority to my lean or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And there were also a little group of us, I think, to be fair.
Anyway,
which I was also
But so
part
this
of.
guy, like this girl, sorry, just met, and before. And I overheard just this snippet of conversation, and it was, yeah, I guess I would say that you have to have a genius level intellect to be a good comedian. Which I would say I do have.
That rules.
That's not surprising at all.
What is that, like her conducting a pre-show interview to herself to no one?
Yeah.
Like,
Because she was good friends with CJ Kaiser, and CJ Kaiser runs the Yo Mama Battle every year at the Sydney Comedy Festival.
Not this year.
Yeah, I've sort of noticed the absence of that.
Contro.
But
Shield.
one of my great shames is that I have won that competition.
So bad. I won in Adelaide.
Didn't Dave Henning
Oh,
win
right.
a bunch of them?
Dave Henning won a couple of them, yeah. They are fun. They're just, bad.
Yeah, I've seen him. Cambo
Yeah, but
was
it's
in
just
one.
because I was the only person that ever came back to defend their crown, and I was super hungover, and it was you and I had just done a split bill,
Yeah.
So I wasted all my energy doing that,
Yeah.
and then turned up to this and just absolutely tanked,
Yeah.
because I got put next to El Jaguar, who was like.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was very good, and also
Professional
just had
Jaguar.
so much energy, and I was like, I can't be bothered competing with this, and I literally just like, if you get 3 strikes, and I was just like, I got nothing, bye, and then went at the back and yelled at everyone.
Throw it.
But the year that I won, apparently for like the last 3 or 4 years or something like that, Drew Bowie was always the runner-up.
Yes.
And this was her then Bucks night, because she
Learning a lot.
because she was getting married after that. So she had stacked the audience with people, and Seizure was basically marketing it as a like, this is her chance to finally take it out. So then I came up against her in the semi before the last 2, and I did quite a good one, and then immediately won the crowd over, and just took tremendous delight in ruining her whole evening plans by
great.
being like, sorry, bye, bitch.
Little did you both know that was the catalyst for you both becoming trans.
It's true, actually, yeah.
So anyway, so after I heard that great line, genius level intellect, the thing.
Oh, there's
So,
more to this.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
This is just a natural denouement. There's no like.
Yeah.
Drew Bowie, worst bomb of the entire night, of the entire show,
Sick.
in front of like
Laughless, right? Laughless.
Laughless.
I
Completely
never
laughless.
saw her get a single laugh.
Like,
and I
quite
reckon,
aggressive.
and I
What
reckon
kind
I
of
saw
material?
her.
Very like dry.
No, it was just always like pacing and like, and here's what I think about this thing or whatever. And it was like, nothing you're saying approaches a joke in any way. It was just always someone just getting out there and trying to muse and like come off as really smart. But it was like, one,
Over
we all
rehearsed
think
but
was-
underprepared.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys remember when we did that butt
Sorry,
pad joke
hold on.
earlier? That was
There's
good
one
shit.
other thing.
The what joke?
The joke about like shitting in the pads.
That was great.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was peak podcast.
Sorry, just one last little part. I won the heat that night.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's the Andrew Hate. That's the I fucked her of your comedy stories.
Yeah,
Did you ever win a heat?
I actually.
No, I wildcarded all my victories.
Yeah, I didn't. I wildcarded the first year.
we all got state, right?
Yeah, we got
No,
state.
I never got state.
Someone asked me if you got state the other day and seemed very surprised when I said yes.
I
Hey.
I went worse every year as I
I
got
don't
better.
remember. I'll have to look.
I went worse every year as I got better at comedy. I like.
Yeah, I got worse than my last year.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
a
got
sign.
I got wild carded to the semi the first year. The next year I crushed but didn't go through in the heat, and then the third year I bombed.
Hey, Jamie, do you want to introduce this movie?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, there's a fair bit to talk about
I
in the
just feel
movie.
like
This one.
Totally. I feel like we've done just 40 minutes of.
Oh, we've done 30. It's the 40-year-old virgin. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Jamie.
It's cool. We'll just tell you, mother, we ate it all. I'm
That's
Rose.
I'm Andrew.
We're talking about
Raw state finalist. Hastings.
Yeah, what year?
What year?
Hang on, let me retroactively do that. I'm Rose, spot on the now cancelled Tonight Lee Piper.
I'm
Andrew,
Jamie,
spot-
formerly of Sweeney's Comedy.
Yeah, Andrew, spot on the never actually happened Mountain Sounds Festival.
Fuck the libs.
Yeah.
Fucking Gladys.
Lost my spot a week out, and I booked it. Like, it was booked and then lost within 48 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But in that time, I paid for an Airbnb in Gosford, so I'm just going to have to go use that Airbnb.
What weekend?
What, and you don't think you'd be able to find some grubby emo looking girl on the Central Coast to come fuck you in that Airbnb? You'll be fine.
Rose, what? There's a reason I'm going up. I've already. No, it's
Packed my binder
no,
full of
one of
Avenged
my-
Sevenfold fan
One of
fiction.
my regular sex partners lives in Newcastle, and so
Oh, right.
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
going to be my +1 for the
What
festival
weekend are you
instead.
going?
Right.
Next weekend.
Oh, damn. Because I'm doing the Gosford room on 1st of March. I was going to say
Yeah,
we could
I'm
go.
going up in 6
We could go
days.
fucking bro out together in
You and
Gosford.
Gosford 1st of March, I
Yeah.
think. Is that a
You
Saturday?
never want to bro out with me anymore.
Yeah, well, we can't.
Not ever since the change.
We got to sis out.
Sis out with that
Yeah,
dicks out.
well, we sis out, but I pronounce it C. It's CIS.
Yeah,
sis
Things.
out.
I assume
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
very
what it
good,
was.
very good. We're talking about the 40-year-old virgin. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't do this thing. But I'm going to say it's a 2005 coming-of-age comedy written and directed by Judd
Coming of
Apatow.
40. He's 40 years old. It's not coming of age.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was just trying to make it up.
A coming at age.
Yeah.
It's a gross out sex comedy. It's proto Apatow.
It's a raunchy...
If you've seen any Apatow movie, it's that.
Yeah.
This
It
is
was-
also as we just looked up outside. This is the first one that he like wrote and directed.
I think it's really good.
I still love it.
I think it's really funny. I think Seth Rogen is sick in it.
It
And
is
also-
giving me life.
I will say this though, like it feels appropriate for us to do Apatow movies on here
As
because
we were.
because like him, we don't believe in editing.
Yeah, we also let it run for real long with patches of no jokes.
Hey,
Like don't like
just keep improvising, Will. Just
We'll get there.
like regardless of how
come on, Paul. You can do it.
regardless of the varying quality of his movies, like they're all too long.
Yeah,
They're all too long.
This is a fucking hour and 56 minutes.
Yeah.
like, and
And it's
think
probably the shortest
yeah,
one.
it's the shortest one, I
Yeah.
think, and it's definitely my favorite of his movies.
And it's like the most simple, like
And his
straightforward
aged-
3-act structure. Like there's
and,
no
like-
need for it to be that long.
and like his aged pretty well, apart from like some of the
Well, you got a
Man,
you got a
I
Hummer from the
love it.
tranny is bad.
yes,
the
yes, bad.
Yeah.
But do you know what I noticed within that bit? They kept calling her she, and I'm like, well, that's good.
yeah.
Something.
Well, I think like this movie, like, because you know how we were talking about, we've talked about this a lot with kind of stuff like Hotbot, that Superbad was bad for chubby, angry, fat man,
Yeah,
and that like
Yeah.
it turned from like a guy
a
who
chubby,
was, like,
angry, fat teen.
The
But
Jonah,
yeah, but
the
it was
Jonah
a-
Hill character,
Yeah,
who does turn
so-
up in a very bizarre
Yeah, yeah.
cameo in this movie.
It's not a cameo. I think it's like my friend Joan. Like it's before
Yeah.
Joan Hill was really in anything
So-
else.
Yeah.
Pre Superbad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that like the Superbad.
Was this like pre-accepted?
Yeah.
I
I think so.
He was real big and fat in that.
so the the Jonah Hill kind of like
and also those boots are fabulous, and I would love to buy them.
It turned from like
Goldfish.
like a sweet, vulnerable yet vulgar male, and then from diluting from worst writing, worst performing, just became kind of like an angry, misogynist male.
Yeah.
This is like the kind of first thing where it's like, what if we just get a bunch of like really funny dudes talking dude shit?
Just like as if like how they would actually talk.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that has
Yeah.
curdled into like
So
a lot of awful like
what you're trying to tell me is
Entourage
the
and stuff.
medium
Yeah,
of
yeah.
podcasting would not exist if it wasn't for
yeah,
40-year-old.
40-year-old
Yeah,
version. Yeah. We wouldn't be here talking about getting it slobbed if it
We-
wasn't for
I genuinely-
Steve and the boys.
I genuinely believe that would be the case if it were not for Judd Apatow. And I don't even like Judd Apatow that much. I like some of his shit.
I saw this movie on a date for the first time, 2005. I was a
Really?
virgin, I believe. So watching this guy,
Wait, hold
at
on. What year did you lose your virginity? If I lost my virginity before you, that's really
We've had the
fun.
virginity talk on
I'm
this
almost certain you
podcast,
would've.
haven't we?
How old were you?
20.
How many years older than you and me?
I don't know. 4, 5?
4.
Because
Right.
I had lost
Wait,
my
hang on. What year were you each born?
1990. I lost my
1996.
virginity in 2006.
And you're
I was
86.
16
I
years
lost
old.
my virginity in 2006.
What if it was the same day?
Oh my god, let's be friends.
What if we fucked?
Whatever. Let's have sex right now on the table.
I lost my virginity in 2007.
And I'm the youngest on the pod.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity in December 2000.
Yeah, watching this movie for the first time on a date, knowing that you're a virgin, and watching this guy go around being 40, tending to his action figures, really didn't fill me with confidence.
Oh, that could be me one day.
yeah. There was a lot of it where I was like, I think I'd already done pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
But he had also done pretty much everything else. So I was like, oh, maybe that action. And for when they're
And I think it's right. I think it doesn't count. I think nothing feels as good as that sweet penetration.
yeah,
So-
A
everyone
lot
loves
of
penetration.
the people in this movie, this is probably a pretty early role for them, and they all went on to huge
yeah, a
careers.
lot of big names.
Yeah,
in
Like-
yeah.
This is pre a lot of stuff for Seth Rogen. It's pre a lot of stuff for Paul Rudd.
Well, it's
like
not,
Paul Rudd had
it's not
Clueless and that, but
it's-
Friends.
it's-
yeah,
I would
and
say
Elizabeth.
it's-
No, but Friends was after that. His big role in Friends, I reckon.
No, it
Elizabeth
was before
Banks?
because Friends ended in 2004.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh, right.
sure.
So what it would have been
Elizabeth
is
Banks
I would call
was
this
big.
not Paul Rudd's break. I would call it his rebrand break.
Yeah,
where he
yeah,
became,
yeah.
a
Now
very
we know what else he
reliable
can-
improvisational comic.
and as well because all the
Yeah.
stuff he's in before, it's he's kind of like a sweet, smart.
Yeah, and
guy.
like
The-
kind of
the
a
other-
And it's
romantic
he
lead
can
as
be
well.
a pathetic, gross
Yeah.
loser.
The only thing that was maybe an aberration is Wet Hot American Summer,
Yeah, right.
which his role in that
He's fucking fantastic.
where he does the no thing is the best part of the whole movie.
Paul Rudd's so charming.
Yeah, watching this guy, he has an action figure of the $6 million man's boss,
Mm.
and then realizing that I have an action figure of Buffy's mom. You know,
Yeah.
really, it's I am the 40-year-old virgin. of
You really
2000.
are.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
fair bit of that.
But
going
I
on.
just fucking cop penetration
and
on
your
the
wife
reg.
is
Yeah.
2 meters away from us.
Yeah,
While
well-
you say I cop penetration.
Yeah, she begs me.
Comments-
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start calling penetration a pee job. Get a sweet PJ.
Yeah, I got a PJ tonight.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good, actually.
Yeah, it's
You
not
should
bad.
do that.
Yeah. Getting a sweet PJ, a page.
Yeah. The
but-
date didn't go anywhere, by the way.
Oh, no.
We sat on her bed for a little
have
bit.
A kiss?
No, well, we weren't sure. I wasn't sure what it was because it was kind of we were kind of friends and we would hang out a lot at parties and there was some kind of energy there, but it was kind of she suggested it. She asked me, and it was kind of like you're single, I'm single. Let's go on a date. But I wasn't sure if she was let's make it a real date or let's play pretend at a date.
Okay, what? You're a moron.
Well, yeah.
No, she wanted to fuck. She wanted casual sex. I think.
Well, she could have told me that. And then
when
I
someone
could've-
says, "Hey, let's have a date," wink, it means they want to fuck.
well, then I could have fucking busted. But
Yeah,
I
but you
didn't
didn't.
for a year.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah, man, it sucked.
Me and my ex used to watch this movie pretty regularly. It was one of our just
And
put something on.
Did you PJ her while you watched it?
Yeah, it was pretty new to me. It was pretty new to me at the time.
Yeah, and when it's new to you both, you're do it like you invented it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did invent it.
You invented it?
Yeah.
I
Dude, that's
also invented
crazy.
I know.
I invented it first.
I perfected it.
Hang on, could you figure out who actually did it first if it was the same year?
I do the month,
Oof.
October.
I could think about it.
So if we're doing blackjack rules, I'd bet on you.
I would probably bet on
October's
me.
a late bet.
Yeah.
I could theoretically message the person it was with and ask.
Amy, is that okay?
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No, I wouldn't because that's such a weird question out
You,
of the blue.
I would.
even if you were single and
Maybe I
weren't
would.
married, you still shouldn't do that.
I'm trying to piece together. I don't think it was later than
Was it
October.
her first time too?
No.
No, she'd been around. It's fucking disgusting.
No, I mean, it wasn't.
that's the story you don't hear of that much, though, is the girl taking the guy's virginity.
Oh, man. She
It
busted.
happens.
Well,
Yeah.
did you take their
No,
virginity and they?
we mutually lost our.
Yeah, that was the
virginities.
same as mine.
That's why we're bound forever. But no, she's alright. She's cool. She's living with her cop boyfriend in England.
That's sick,
He's a
dude.
fucking cop.
Catherine Keener. Cool that she agreed to be in this movie because
Yeah.
she's previously like
Who's
Being
she?
John
Who dat?
Malkovich.
the love interest.
Oh yeah, nice.
She's like, yeah, like she's like in all the Kaufman movies, like
Yeah.
being John Malkovich.
And Kat Dennings, though.
So I haven't known
you
about
can't
Kat
say
Dennings.
that she's too young, bro.
Was she in that? I don't think she
I
would.
think she would have been over 18 by the
over
time the movie
18.
was filmed.
So I think you
Yeah,
can
but I
say
don't
it.
know.
I'm gonna look
actually.
up Kat Denning age.
Yeah, do that quickly so you can absolve me. Otherwise, we're gonna have to beat
is
this
so
whole bit.
gross. The kind of people who are like, oi, but you know, Dakota Fanning's
definitely
gonna
was-
be good.
I
That's
think.
not what we're doing.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
Yeah, we should watch Kick-Ass and talk about how Chloe Moretz.
Also-
turned
also-
out.
I had a note in my phone about like writing a bit about the kind of person who would be waiting for her to be 18 so they could say she was hot.
Well, there was the Olsen twins countdown site. Do you remember that?
No, that's horrible.
There used to be a countdown site for when the Olsen twins legally turned 18.
If it was filmed in 2004, she would have just been 18.
Yeah, so we're safe.
So we're safe. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about it.
Well, here's the thing. I was also 15 when the movie came out, and I saw it when I was 15, 16. So I'm fine. She's older than me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I was
fine.
19.
Yeah.
She was an age-appropriate girlfriend
since
for me.
seeing that movie, like since rewatching it, I've been racking my brain. Like this sounds like a bit. I genuinely think that Kat Dennings might be the most attractive person on earth.
Couldn't even
As-
come close to supporting you on
Aesthetically
that.
only, like personality, I'm like whatever. Who cares?
For you, yes.
For you, maybe.
She's got,
absolutely
man,
not me.
For my taste,
She's got some
so
fucking-
far up my wheelhouse.
Like,
Yeah, what is this podcast?
I think we know.
See, I'm much more into like Catherine Keener in this. I think she's
Yeah,
a
that's-
total-
That makes
You-
so much sense.
You've
Of
got
course
to-
it does.
Of course, yes. That's of course who you do. Elizabeth Banks is fucking
Yeah, Elizabeth
sick in
Banks,
this
though.
film, too.
Yeah, but Kat Dennings, though.
Also,
actually-
do you know what they do a good job of
I'm
in this? Is
inclined-
making Seth Rogen look like a big guy.
And making
Yeah.
him look older.
Yeah.
Because he's 22 in
He's
that movie.
22?
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be like a 30-year-old burnout.
Well, that's why they gave him all the tattoos and the goatee, I think, to like
Yeah.
age him up so it looked
But that
like he
makes
would be
him
the
look like
kind
a kind of bigger guy.
Yeah. But
'Cause
it also makes
he's
him-
just a little dumpy Jew.
It also
guy,
makes him
like-
look like someone like who could like hang out with Paul Rudd and Romany Malco.
Yeah,
As opposed to like a guy being like, "Hey, it's me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is the best character because I think he gives the best advice to Andy.
Yeah.
I think he gives the best advice. I think he's like helps him the most. I think he's a good.
One of my favorite bits of the movie, which they picked the exact right person for it, is just Paul Rudd complaining that for 2 years they've been playing a Michael McDonald.
Yeah,
live
that's very
TV.
funny.
That's so funny. That's exactly the right person. They're like,
Yeah.
this would drive me insane.
Jane
having to listen to
Lynch
this
is great.
fucking blue-eyed soul.
Jane Lynch. I'm a big Christopher Guest fan. Jane Lynch is fucking sick.
My favorite
Is she in all that stuff?
She's in
yeah,
a couple.
she's
She's
in a
definitely
bit.
in like Best in Show. She's in Mighty Wind. She's-
I've never watched either of those, and all
They're,
I hear
like,
is that
his-
they're so
they're
good.
probably his two best.
They're very
Like, Yeah.
My favorite Paul Rudd moment in this is one I've wanted to enact for so long, and I never got around to it when I was single, so I can't.
You
do
know
it
how I
anymore.
know you're gay?
Yeah. To accuse my friend of being a homosexual. No, I always wanted to
Yeah.
do.
Imagine.
Yeah, imagine that we did that. I always wanted to go to speed dating and walk out and fucking smoke a cigarette and chuck a beer glass in the air and just watch it smash. Like that part at the end where he's clearly like ruffled from seeing.
But doesn't he just
Mindy
chuck
Kaling.
the dart back?
No, he chucks the dart and the glass.
Oh,
And
right.
it shatters.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Would you ever do speed dating?
I would. It's hard to. But in my current situation, speed dating implies romantic stuff. So like, I would be disappointing all the women.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if there was like, it was
You-
like casual
you'd-
sex speed dating, which then that's like a disgusting swingers party. Like, there's
Yeah.
no.
Would
You'd
you
look
go to a
grubby.
swingers party?
I don't know, man. It would really depend on a lot of variables.
2 beers.
Yeah.
They,
I don't know, man. I wouldn't.
They were briefly running it at
Free company.
the Bearded Tit near where we all live.
Yeah. See,
and
something about it skeezes me out. But maybe I would. I don't
But
know.
well,
Also, I'm young. I reckon I'll save that for when I'm 40.
at that point I was having like a desperately single, sexless period, and my housemate Sam, we all know Sam on the podcast. She
Yeah, I miss her. How's she going? It's weird in this new place.
She's going good. She's in New Zealand at the moment.
No.
But she found that event and suggested that we both go, and I didn't want to strand her, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll come." But then something came up and we didn't go. But like,
Wow, that is the biggest anticlimax to that story that I could possibly imagine.
But to answer your question,
Yeah.
I reckon I would do it. But
If I was single, I'd do it.
But I know that I don't think I would have anything like with anyone who wanted to go speed dating.
Yeah. You think you're better than it?
Not that I think I'm better than it, but I just think that
think you're better.
the kind of person that would like actively do that and not go with their mate
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
be for me.
Speed dating is one thing. I think the swingers party is a better question. I thought about it, Jamie. I think I will end up going to swingers parties once once people are like, because casual sex dries up as you get older. I find people are having way less casual sex now at my age now than they were 2 years ago.
A couple
People
other
just
things
get-
dry up as you get
People
older.
just get older. Like people, and more people are in like long-term relationships. The hookup thing seems to ease up as you get older, which is fine. So I reckon, like, mid-30s, 40s, I'll start hitting up swingers
Would you go
parties.
to like a cool like Eyes Wide Shut where you wear those fucking masks?
Yeah,
That was actually
like not yet, but yeah, probably eventually.
look. This is gonna be bad content, but this is a callback to last week's
I love
episode.
bad content.
Yeah,
Me too.
there's a callback
We've
to
done
last.
44 episodes of it.
There's a callback to last week's episode where we did game night. That was one of the best jokes in it. Is when they described the party as like Eyes Wide Fight Club or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Like the rich
Yeah, we should have
people
talked
watching
about that in the last episode. Because
Yeah,
it's
we
a
should have
huge
talked
Fight
about that
Club thing.
because you love Fight Club.
I completely forgot that scene happened.
Yeah, that's the problem when we don't take notes or respect the fact that it's a movie podcast. And I'm more interested in talking about Sydney Open Mic Minutia or the members of Avenged Sevenfold
Yeah.
hanging out with Andrea Hastings.
But anyway, now we have something to talk about in the movie because everybody talks about like, oh, does this hold up? And it's purely because of the "you know how I know you're gay" thing.
yeah, which actually isn't as long as
discuss.
I remembered.
Yeah, one, it's not
Yeah,
as
it's
long as
shorter
I
than I
remembered,
thought.
and two, it's not funny.
I think it's very funny.
I think it's very funny.
But they're not like the first one where he says you macrameed
Yourself a pair of jeans.
a pair of jean shorts. That's good, but then the rest are just like
because
just
you
kind of-
like gay sex.
No, no,
yeah, just like
No.
listing gay things. It's not funny.
No,
like
because it's character shit. Like, so it's the jokes themselves aren't great jokes. It's the dynamic is funny. The energy they're bringing to it's funny. It's very relaxed. It's very organic. It's
but I
very
just
real.
think like they could have
Done
shot
better
it
jokes.
shot a bit higher.
But I think it's part of the thing is like they're kind of shit at this. Like,
Well,
they're
the thing
kind of
is,
lazy stoners.
The reason
Which I guess also becomes a runner for the movie where
Yeah.
like, you know you're gay because you're hugging each other intensely right now.
Did you know that guy is in jail for attempted murder?
That Indian guy?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Who did he try and kill?
I think like a past girlfriend or some shit,
Oh,
maybe.
wow.
Anyway, like the reason that I remember it being longer is because I had the DVD,
It was also
like the
fa-
unrated edition, and I think
it's
it
got
goes
the, like,
for
whole
much
thing.
longer.
But also like that was sign of the times. That was like the iconic bit
Yeah.
from the movie.
Well, that's like the crazy thing.
Which I
of-
guess would have
about
spawned
like,
like a
waiting, which came out later. Like people are like kicking each other in the ass, saying you're a faggot.
Yeah.
and like that is the thing from waiting. People remember not
Well, that was
necessarily the homophobic slurs, but like the looking at the dicks and shit.
Yeah. But like that would have spawned so many people sitting there playing video games and
Saying,
doing their own. You know how I know you're gay.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's do our own one now. It's called "You Know How I Know You're Trans."
You're wearing.
I'm into it.
Yeah, okay.
It's-
You know how I know you're trans? Because you came out to me.
yeah. Do you know how I know you're trans? Because your parents gave you a gender reveal party at age 28.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm a Yo Mama battle winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a 3-time roast loser.
Do you know how I know you're trans?
Yeah.
You got a spot on Tonightly.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
still got it.
Yeah, that's very good.
Caesar,
man.
put me back in.
Yeah.
But also, like, I know that's why I got the spot. I've got,
Yeah, so do we.
oh, everyone does. Like, I have no misapprehensions that like I got that because of some ability. It was just like,
I don't
let's
think
put,
this even needs to be debated.
yeah, let's put the trans woman on there, and also because I was nice to Tom Ballard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say with this movie.
You know how I
something-
know you're trans?
Yeah.
Because you're really into hentai.
Is that a thing, trans people are?
There's heaps of trans hentai.
Is there
Um,
really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I gotta get into that.
Yeah.
All right, clear my schedule.
Bensley, I'm not coming to the pub.
I'm watching trans hentai.
Yeah. Caution, you're going to have to fly the Everly, the good ship
Yeah,
Everly
yeah.
solo tonight.
Yeah, I'm in a hole here.
How much longer do we have to do this?
Oh, like barely any time.
How much longer do we have to do?
I was going to say, like, one final thing about the movie is, like, I like how early the tone is set for kind of what movie it's going to be. Where, like, he wakes up and he has a boner.
Yeah, great
and he
first
like
joke.
and he like
Great
bends to get into the toilet. You're like, oh, it's gonna be like this.
I like
Yeah.
the Age of Aquarius thing at the end. I think it's really
Yeah,
funny.
I love
think
it.
it's really funny.
It's definitely funnier because it's so out of place.
And fuck, Romany Malco could do that hammer dance. Hey,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
that's pretty sick. And
Um,
Seth Rogen without his shirt. Let me just say,
That's
my
the part of-
wife loved it. She said to me, "A little too skinny."
But that's the part of the movie where you go, oh, he's not big and buff. He's actually just a fat dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like that. Some
Yeah.
of them are sitting on
So,
a couch.
hold on. You guys don't think Kat Dennings is the most attractive woman on earth?
I could
Absolutely
see,
not.
I would
So far
maybe
from it.
put her in the top 10.
I wouldn't put her in the top, like,
Have you
300.
seen the first 2 Thor films? She's very hot in those.
She makes my dick Thor.
Have you ever seen Julia Roberts smile? Ooh, baby.
Sure. But she's
Yeah.
very charming and winning. But
Yeah, Julia Roberts
dating
is hot.
Smulders.
Yeah, I think Alison Brie is hotter than
Alison Brie, 100%.
Again on the Scrubs rewatch, Sarah Chalke, hotter than I
Sarah
remember.
Chalk is
Hotter than I
incredible.
remember. Yeah.
Judy
you'd be-
Reyes is really hot
You'd
too.
be into you'd be into the Jordan actress, right?
Yeah, Krista
no,
Miller.
she gets too fake looking.
Okay.
Krista Miller.
She's the creator's wife, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she was she in Spin City?
That's why
she's
Amy's now a
in
But she
co-star.
was in
Cougar
Cougar Town. Was she?
Wait.
Cougar Town rules.
I never watched it.
Completely
The
underrated.
joke I was going to make then is that's why Amy's now a co-star of this pod.
Oh, because nepotism. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I love nepotism.
Yeah.
Me too.
I love nippletism.
Do you want to hear a cute story?
Yeah.
When I was in year 8, we were in English class, and my dad used the word. My dad was my English teacher. If you first time listeners, he goes. One of the students goes, "What's nepotism?" He goes, "Oh, you want to know what nepotism is?" And he writes me out a merit award thing, puts it on my desk, and goes, "That's nepotism." Pretty real thing that happened. Pretty cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a cute story.
Also, that sucks that you had to have your parent as a teacher.
It actually almost was entirely beneficial. There was only a handful of disadvantages. I
Well, that
ran
your
up-
dad was more popular than you was.
Yeah,
one of
that
them.
sucks.
That's well-worn
Yeah.
territory on this podcast.
he also let me use his canteen account as much as I wanted. So
What's that? He gets free canteen food.
no, I would just put it on a bill that he gets at the
Hey,
end
bro,
of term.
he's 5% off Pizza Rounders.
Yeah. No, it's that he has.
You can have all the chicken and corn rolls you want, you little shit.
He just had a tab going that he would pay off at the end of term, and I could put stuff on whenever I wanted.
Canteen tab.
Yeah.
He's telling all the old canteen ladies, like, I'll get you about this last time. Or, no, later.
He would just get a bill at the end of every term, and it would.
Do you reckon your dad tried to fuck more than just a legal studies teacher?
No, from what I saw, a lot of teachers tried to fuck him. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
and
classic
do you think
Hastings
do you think any of
defense.
them succeeded?
Maybe a couple. I'm not sure. I don't know
That's
exactly
where
who he did
you
and did
get
not
to-
have
that's
sex
where
with.
like father's son comes into play when you're like, no, I think more people wanted to just fuck him.
Yeah.
I've heard you do like the same logic.
Yeah.
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 They just want to fuck me, dog.
Yeah, they do. No, there's it's a very clear in terms of that.
You could
sort of
not
stuff,
look
a lot of
less-
Apple pretty close to the
You
tree.
cannot look less similar than your father, and for the most part, he's very blokey as well.
We look quite similar, I think. Most people say we look. It's just everything obvious is different, but our faces are very similar.
Yeah, but that's what I more mean.
Yeah.
Like he's very clean cut. You're
Yeah. Not.
not. And like, yeah, I would say, he's very blokey. You're
Yeah.
kind of femmy and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I'm androgynous.
You're femme presenting.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
androgynous
yeah.
and sexy. Is
Yeah.
what I am.
You know how I know you're trans? You're not like your dad. But like, yeah, I would say that, the thing that binds you together is your deep, passionate love of PJs.
Yeah, I love PJs.
Your dad,
Peach.
Your dad
Good
loves
peach
a
up.
peach. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, dog. I don't know, man.
Well, this is petering out.
You know how I know
hold
you're
on, I had a-
trans?
I had
You're
a trans- I had a
overcompensating.
good trans one. I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. Do you know how I'm trans?
Yeah.
Hardcore feminists do not respect me.
right.
Second wave feminism is not a fan of Andrew Hastings.
Let's plug some shit.
Yeah, all right. Come to Wollongong March what date did I say?
I don't know.
2nd?
Yeah,
March
maybe.
2nd, I think it was. March 2nd, I'll be at the Master Builders Club in Wollongong hosting. Come to that. Sydney Comedy Festival show will probably have been officially announced by the time this comes out. If not, you're getting a bit of a sneak peek. You're getting some insider info. I'm doing a show 1st and 3rd of May at the Factory Theatre. I'm doing my show, Vulgar Display of Comedy. Jamie Kirk will be opening.
Yeah. That's my job, to go out there, make fun of him for being emo. That still flies, right?
I don't know,
It's
I'm
your
not-
job
see,
to
I'm
go
an
out
emo
there
shower.
and try and get the vibe real high, and then just watch everyone
if
be
you can follow
disappointed
it,
after.
I'm not marketing it with emo stuff, so we'll see how many emos turn up, I guess. And then we'll make a call on that.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly next year's show reverts back to emo 3.
yeah.
Yeah, come to Powerbomb every week. Come to Everly every week.
You know, I've
Comedy-
already named the comeback emo show.
What is it?
It's not a phase.
Yeah, you've told me that, I think.
Yeah.
Come to Comedy at Papa Getty's
Wait,
third
don't you-
Tuesday of every month. Also, go on YouTube and listen to the Decimals. It's my band. We're going to try to start gigging again soon.
Don't do that.
Definitely do that.
Also, support trans rights by going on the Tonightly YouTube page and watching Rose Piper's set.
That's
Yeah.
true. Comments disabled, so you can't say anything's not nice.
On Facebook, they're not.
They're not, that's
you
true.
can
I-
absolutely wreck her on Facebook.
I even cop some hatred from fellow trans women.
yeah,
That was
believe
fun.
that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're fun. This podcast is good. It's actually great.
I love to end with a few lies.
You actually love it. I love Big Brother. To the next step.
To the next step.
You know how I know you're gay?
How?
You didn't get your shit period till you were 15.
I'm sensitive about that.